I need to call her.
You can't do that.
I need to go see her.
You can't do that. She doesn't know. The family thinks it's better not to tell her, so you can't say anything.
That's filmmaker Lulu Wang's breakout feature film, The Farewell, based on her own family story. She's also the creator, director, and writer of the new limited Prime Video series Expats, starring Nicole Kidman. It follows 3 women living in Hong Kong in 2014 who are connected after a family tragedy. In the clip you're about to see, Margaret, played by Kidman, is frustrated after her son wants to be held by the family's helper, Essie.
He wants you. Yes, ma'am. Come on, guys. Ba't sinusunod mo, mami mo? Huh?
Gutom na ako. I'm tired.
Don't worry about him. I could grab him.
I got it.
That's what I want.
Just give him a map.
No.
Can I have
fine.
you?
I got it.
Oh, okay.
I got it.
First on CBS Mornings, Lulu Wang is with us now. Lulu, good morning. Thank you very much for being here. The heat and the intensity of this series is amazing.
Yes.
It is, and the mystery embedded in it as well. It's so good as a finished product. I'm curious why initially you said, I don't want to make this amazing thing.
You know, my last project, The Farewell, was autobiographical, and it was a small indie film that we made for a very low budget in my grandma's hometown. So then to work to represent, it just felt really daunting. And I felt a tremendous sense of responsibility. Like, if I'm gonna tell the stories, not just of the expats, but so many of the other communities and people who